Good morning, students. Hope you are fine. And let us continue today's class. And we are discussing about the chapter Tissue Level of Organization. So today part 6 and we are at this end of this class. Fine. So in the previous sessions we discussed regarding this animal tissues. The first type is epithelial tissue. So epithelial tissue and its classifications we have discussed in the previous sessions, right? And the last class we discussed about the next animal tissue, that is connective tissue, right? So connective tissue is classified as two, as proper as well as specialized. So proper connective tissue is further classified as loose connective tissue as well as dense connective tissue, and loose connective tissue is further classified as areolar, adipose as well as reticular. Meanwhile, dense connective tissue also further classified as regular, irregular as well as elastic connective tissue. Fine. And one more type is the connective tissue is specialized connective tissue that we have to discuss by today. Fine. So the specialized connective tissue or is a special type of these tissues. So these tissues are, one is cartilage tissue, the second one is bones, and the third one is blood. So this is the specialized connective tissues. Okay, and let us see in detail one by one. So the first one is cartilage tissue. Cells of cartilage tissue are known as chondrocytes. So cartilage in the sense, actually when the embryo is growing, the embryo consists of cartilage tissue. So this cartilage tissue become as a organ known as bone. So you know already the group of cells form a tissue, the group of tissue form an organ, right? Here this cartilage tissue is forming as an organ known as bone. Okay, so this tissue consists of the cells, right? So the name of the cells which is present in this cartilage tissue is known as chondrocytes. It's one of the question, either 2 mark or 3 mark question will be asked. What is chondrocytes? Or name the cells of this cartilaginous tissue, right? Okay. Then the intercellular material of cartilage is liable and resist compression. So the intercellular material of this cartilage tissue, so the cell is chondrocytes, and between these chondrocyte cells it will be liable, means it will be flexible, and it resists compression. It's a cartilage tissue, it's a flexible type, right? Okay. Then most of the cartilage in vertebrate embryo are replaced by bones in adults. So that is the point we discussed now. In most of these vertebrates, this cartilage tissue only, when they become as an adult, it becomes as a bones. So the figure I displayed there also is a chondrocyte cell and the bone. So chondrocyte cells become as a bone, right? And where is it located in our body, right? Especially since it is very flexible type, it's a tissue. So this is cartilage tissue also present in our body. So as we said already, cartilage tissue may become as a bones in the adult, and moreover in human body it will be present as a tissue also in some regions, right? So that is the tip of this nose. You know, the tip of this nose is very flexible, right? So that area of cartilage tissue is present. Then outer ear joint, you know, the outer ear where it is joined with this, you know, the head region with this cartilaginous tissue. Okay. Then ear pinna. Ear pinna means the outer ear which is projecting outside is known as ear pinna. Thus ear pinna also cartilage tissue. There is no bones, right? Then vertebral column. Between this each vertebra, between this each bone of this vertebral column, it consists of cartilage tissue. That's why we could bend. It will be flexible. All right, and it is present in the limbs and hands of this adult also. Right. Then, and the next one is bone. So cartilage is one of this specialized connective tissue. The second one is this bone. Right. Okay. So bones have a hard and non-liable ground substance rich in calcium salt and collagen fibers which give strength to the bones. Right? So cartilage tissue, we said, is a liable type, flexible type, but the bones are very hard and it is non-liable ground substance is there. Right? And mostly it is rich with the calcium salt and the fiber is collagen fibers. So in the previous class there is a three types of fibers we learned. One is collagen fiber, elastic fiber as well as reticular fiber. Have you remember? So here these bones consist of collagen fiber. So because of this ground substance as well as this collagen fibers, this bone is becoming strong and strong. Right? Bone cells. So as we said, in the cartilage tissue is made up of the cells known as chondrocytes. Fine. The same here, the bone also made up of the cells known as osteocytes. So bone made up of the cells known as osteocytes. So that is one question will be asked. Differentiate chondrocytes as well as osteocytes. So chondrocyte is a cells which is present in the cartilage tissue and osteocyte is a cells present in the bone. Fine? Okay. And this osteocytes is present in the spaces called lacunae. So define lacunae or what is lacunae will be the question. So osteocyte cells is present in the spaces in the bone is called as lacunae. Right? So what is the functions of these bones? Of course, you may know about this functions, the major functions of these bones. Anyhow, let us discuss about these few functions regarding these bones. Right? The first one, it is providing the structural frame to the body. Of course, right? So as per the skeletal only, either it will be the height or short. So the structural frame work will be given to the body by these bones. Right? Okay. And bones support and protect softer tissues and organs. Right? So as a bone is the outer covering. So especially for example, brain is located inside and brain is kept safely or protected safely by the skulls. So skull is one of the bone, right? So every organs we can say like this. So the softer tissues and organs will be protected very safely by these bones, right? Okay. Then long bones of leg serves weight bearing function. Of course, the leg is bearing our weight and that is because of the support of the long bones which is present in our legs, right? Then it attach with the skeletal muscle and bring about movement. Of course, the muscle is attached with the skeleton. So because of this skeleton as well as with the muscle, we could able to move, right? Okay. Then the bone marrow in some bones is a site of production of blood cells. Hope you may know the blood cells is produced from the bone marrow. Bone marrow is present in the long bones, right? So from this bone marrow only the blood cells will be produced. Okay, so this is some specific functions of this bone, right? And the next specialized connective tissue is blood. So how it is a connective tissue? How could we say this as a tissue? Since it's a fluid form, but this also as a tissue, right? So even this sentence is given as Blood is a fluid connective tissue containing plasma, RBC, WBC, and platelets. Right? So this also the connective tissue, but it is in the form of this fluid. Right? Okay. Then what is its function? So it functions as this transport medium. Of course, we know it is one of the transporting medium. It is transporting this nutrients, and it is transporting the waste. It is transporting the respiratory gases. Whatever has to be transported, not only the nutrients, whatever has to be transported to the body, this major medium is the circulatory system, that is the blood. So the major function is this transporting system, right? And about these things we will learn very clearly in this and another one chapters. So here only this basic is given for you as a tissue form, right? So this is one of this connective tissue. Then this is this another one, animal tissue. So far we have completed two animal tissue. One is epithelial tissue, another one is connective tissue, right? And this is the third tissue for animals, that is muscle tissue, right? And let us see what is muscle tissue. So each muscle made of many long cylindrical fibers arranged in parallel rays. So these fibers are composed of fine fibrils called myofibrils. Okay. So muscle also one of this tissue. Muscle is one of the tissue. Okay. So each muscle fiber. So have you looked these muscles? Maybe we could see in this muscles of this cows and the muscles of this goat, right? So if you look these muscles, it will be arranged as a cylindrical fibers as a parallel rays, right? So it is arranged parallelly, right? So it will be long and it is arranged in a parallel arrays. Okay, so that's what, listen, the picture which is displayed there, it will, you can understand there. So each muscle made of many long cylindrical fibers arranged parallelly, and these fibers are composed of fine fibers. So one fiber is expanded outside again, and that is again made up of this minute fibrils, that is known as myofibrils, right? So regarding muscular system also we are going to learn in detail in another chapter, but here since it is one of the tissue, they have introduced this here as a tissue, right? So, and this is one of muscle is one of this animal tissue. So these muscles are three types. Hope you may learn in the lower classes. There is three types of muscle is there. One is skeletal muscle, another one is smooth muscle, and the third one is cardiac muscle, right? So the skeletal muscle, the figure which is displayed there, the first one is skeletal muscle. Of course, with the name you can understand the skeletal muscles are attached with the skeletal system, right? And the second one is the cardiac muscle, and this is the special muscle which is present only in the heart, right? And the third muscle is a smooth muscle. It is present in this, smooth organs which is present in our body. Example, one of the example, digestive system. They displayed there. Clear? The first one is skeletal muscle. Okay. So skeletal muscle, as we said, it is attached with the bone. That's the first point, right? And can you look into the figure? As we said, it is made up of many fibers. Okay. So this even we can say as a striations, stripes. Fibers are, or we can say this as a striations. Stripes will be there, right? And this is used for the movement. Since it is attached with the skeletal system, as we said, mainly it is helping for the movement, right? And so of course, as we said, in detail we will learn in the chapter number 9 regarding this muscular system. Fine. Next one is the smooth muscles. So smooth muscle is present in this interior region, right? And here actually they said the stomach and this eyelids regions. So these regions they said it consists of this smooth muscles, right? And if we see the smooth muscles, and at the end, both the end of this muscle, can you see this fibers? Both the end is, it is fusiform, means tapers. It is fused in both the ends. That's what this is, a fusiform in shape. But skeletal muscle is not fused. But smooth muscle is fused in both the ends. Okay, and it is present in this, you know, the organs which is present interior to the body. Okay. Then this is a third muscle, that is cardiac muscles, and it's a specialized muscles. It is present only in the heart. And here the nature is, these muscles also consist of striations, like as stripes are there. Can you watch? Like a skeletal system. Here also striations are there, and this is the branched muscles. It is a branched muscles, but skeletal muscle is not branched one. Fine. Then, so let us see some dissimilarities of these striated muscles as smooth muscles as well as the cardiac muscle. Some similarities as well as dissimilarities are mentioned there. Okay. So first one, striated muscles, the cells are cylindrical shape. Smooth muscles also, the cells are cylindrical in shape, and the cardiac muscles also, the cells are cylindrical in shape. Right. Then, and regarding these branches, striated muscle cells are unbranched. There is no branches. Okay. Smooth muscles also, there is no branches. It is unbranched. But cardiac muscle cells are branched, as we said in the figure. Right? Okay. Then striated muscles, these are voluntary muscles. And smooth muscles are involuntary muscles. Cardiac muscles are also involuntary muscles. So what is this difference between the voluntary and involuntary? So voluntary functions means we could able to move these organs. If he wants to move, we can move. It's under our will, right? But in case of the smooth muscles and the cardiac muscles, it is not working with our control. With this, it is not, its working is not with our will, right? Because for example, digestive system, we said it is made up of this involuntary muscles or smooth muscles, and we could not stop this functions of this digestive system. It is working in its own. It's involuntary in function. Understand? The same cardiac muscle also, cardiac heart muscle is functioning in its own, right? So that's what they mentioned as voluntary as well as involuntary in function. Okay. Then the fourth point is, striated muscles, they contract rapidly and soon undergo fatigue. So if you keep on work with these skeletal muscles or the striated muscles, we become tired. Fatigue means tired. We become, those muscles become fatigue, tired. But smooth muscles as well as the cardiac muscles, it keep on working, but it do not become fatigue, right? So smooth muscles, they contract slowly and do not undergo fatigue. The same cardiac muscles also, they contract rapidly. The heart is beating rapidly but do not undergo fatigue, right? So this is some similarities as well as dissimilarities of these three types of these muscles. Fine. Then the last tissue is neural tissue. So neural tissue, regarding neural structure of neuron and its function, everything in detail we are going to learn in the coordinating system, and the next another one chapter number 10. But here, since it is one of the tissue, they have given this introduction regarding the tissue here, right? And of course you know about this, and the structural and the functional unit of this nervous system is a neuron. So neural tissue means this is made up of the cells known as neuron. Hope you know the structure of this neuron. You may learn it in the lower classes. So the neuron consists of, first part it says axon, then myelin sheath, then dendrites, right? So the nucleus is surrounded with the dendrites. Then it is forming as an unbranched structure axon. Axon is covered with the one myelin sheath, the yellow color part. Okay. Then with the end with this terminal region is as axon terminals. Okay. This is a simple structure for neuron. So the first part, it consists of the nucleus, cyton region actually. That is known as a cyton. The center nucleus is there and it consists of the branches known as dendrites. Next part is unbranched region, that is known as axon. Then this axon end with the terminal region, end region, that is known as axon terminals. Right? So this is the basic structure for neuron. Is it clear? And this is a supporting cell, that is a neuroglia. Neuroglia is a supporting cell for this neuron that also present along with this neuron in the nervous system. Fine. Okay. And hope we can complete this class here, and we have completed this chapter 3, tissue level of organization. Fine. And let us go on few assignments regarding today's portion. So the first question is, name the specialized connective tissues. So what are the specialized connective tissues? So specialized connective tissues are cartilage, bones as well as blood. Fine. Then differentiate chondrocytes and osteocytes. So chondrocytes are the cells of this cartilage tissue and these osteocytes are the cells of this bones. Right? Then what is lacunae? So the osteocytes are present in the spaces called lacunae. Right? And what is myofibrils? So the muscles are made up of these fibers. The fibers are composed of numerous fine fibrils called myofibrils. Okay? And the fifth question is, draw and label the structure of this neuron. This is regarding neuron structure. And the last question is, differentiate skeletal muscle from smooth muscle. Or it may be asked as any one muscles to come back. Either skeletal muscle with the cardiac muscles, whatever it is, right? So the point, everything I have given there, and this question wise I have highlighted the points even in this videos. And moreover, we have sent this pages of this today's class, and you can refer with this pages also. So please touch with us and follow the classes completely and continue to learn everything further. Fine. And we can meet in the next class with another chapter. Until that, please stay at home and pray very well. Thank you.